So the order of operations. What is the order of operations? What is the order of operations? Rachel is ready already in the back.
Like the order?
Yeah, or how do you remember it? PEMDAS. Yes, PEMDAS. Does that ring a bell with you, Olivia?
No, yes.
PEMDAS?
Kind of.
What does the P stand for?
I do not know.
Parentheses.
Parentheses. Yes, you can call out from beyond there if you like.
Abstract and multiply divide, right?
Parentheses. What does the E stand for? That's the hard one.
Easy.
Exponents. Exponents. Let's see. Miles has jumped in here. E stands for exponents. That's the little number on top, right? That shows repeated multiplication. And then MDAS, multiply, divide, add, subtract, right?
Yeah.
What?
I said the easy stuff.
Okay, so now the P, oh no, that's not what I want. The P for parentheses is more than just parentheses.
Please,
What other things does that P include?
please.
No, the P, please, well, that's true. It's please, that's why how you remember that it's a P. Okay? But it's not just parentheses. What else do you have to do? What else is included in this parentheses list? Anyone know? Rachel?
I think like, isn't it if there's something like directly next to it, you have to like.
Well, that's going to be multiplication. But there are other things besides parentheses that cause you to do what's inside of them first.
Brackets.
Brackets, braces, absolute value signs, which we'll talk about today, okay? All those things are called grouping symbols. It really should be grouping symbols. Anything that puts things together, you have to do what's inside of those things first, okay? And inside of those, you follow the order for the rest of the order of operations, right? E is exponents, which we will, did we do exponents? No, we'll do exponents more later in another unit, I think. M and D, multiply and divide. But the biggest mistake that people make is in this is that they think that multiplication comes before division, which it does not. Right? You do these both at the same time, multiplication and division at the same time from left to right. And the same thing with addition and subtraction. Okay? Left to right, just like you read. Okay? So when we learn all of the operations with negative numbers, which we're going to do over the next week, at the end of that, we're going to be doing order of operation problems with positive and negative numbers. Okay, last year you did order of operation problems with all positive numbers. Okay, so if you are not good at this, there is a video that's posted in Classroom and some IXL practice problems to kind of get better at the order of operations, because you're going to need to know them with positive and negative numbers next week. Okay, so for now, let's just go ahead and do these three problems very quickly here on page 190. When you do this work, you should always write underneath, right? You do the first steps and you write the answers to those underneath, and that's kind of the way you show the work for order of operations problems. Go ahead and take. All right. Let's get some answers here. Number one. Who's got an answer for number one?
6.
What?
6.
Call them out from home. Answer to number one. Rachel. 6. Something different than 6? You got 6? You got 6 also?
I didn't do it yet.
I got 6. You got 6. You got 6. Anyone get something different than 6?
I didn't do it.
How do you get 6, Olivia?
I don't know.
What do you do first?
Get rid of the barriers. I'm calling it the
The
barriers.
parentheses, yes, the grouping symbols. You can call them parentheses. Yep, so inside the parentheses, you have to do that addition first, which is 9, right? And then 54 divided by 9 is 6. Okay, so that was pretty simple. Number two. Miles, anyone from home? The answer to number 2.
Oh,
12.
12. Who was that? Aaron? Aaron says 12. Anyone have something different than 12?
I don't know, let me do it.
Oh, Terry and Rachel are saying, no, we got 12.
Where did that 16?
So again, in the parentheses first, 10 plus 50 is 60. 60 divided by 5 then is 12.
Yeah, 12.
Good. All right, last one, a little trickier.
60.
Oh, 24. Oh, there's 24s and there's 60s. It's almost half and half here. That's because this is a tricky one.
Are we both wrong?
No, 24 is correct. How do you get 24, Olivia? Well, let's use the order of operations. First, in the parentheses, which pretty much everybody did, so you get a 3 there, right? It is a good practice, right, to just write everything else. When you do each step, you do one thing, now you do the next step. Okay, what is the next thing I'm supposed to do in the order of operations? Perry, what is the next thing I'm supposed to do?
2 times 3.
Multiply. I do not add 18 plus 2 just because it comes first. That's not the order of operations. I multiply 2 times 3 because you do multiplication and division before addition. So if you do that, you get 18 plus 6, which is 24. Okay, so this is a very, very, very common mistake, right? This is what people will do wrong. Multiply first, then add. So again, if you want some practice on this, there's posted an IXL, a good IXL thing about finding the mistake that the person made. And then there's also a little video from Math Antics, okay? Optional. You can learn it if you think you need the